Not every season is for showing. Some seasons are for becoming. God works deepest in hidden seasons. Emergence is powerful, but discernment is essential. There is a clear difference between shrinking out of fear and withdrawing out of wisdom. One is bondage, the other is strategy. Hello everyone. A few days ago, I did a sort of welcome video to explain while I was away for close to 7 months. Today's video is about what I learned in my silent season. There is something I haven't told you. My silence wasn't empty, it was full. In the quiet, I learned that not every season is for showing. Some seasons are for becoming. Though I've had different experiences and picked a lot of, things off the floor, I will share just 4 key lessons with you today. Is that okay? Listen, number one is that God works deepest in hidden seasons. Emergence is powerful, but discernment is essential. Discernment is very, very important in all that we are, called to do. There is a clear difference between shrinking out of fear and withdrawing out of wisdom. One is bondage, the other is strategy. I adopted the other one, which is strategy. That's why I withdrew, so I could prepare myself, so I could drink from my own cistern, like I mentioned in my first video, so I could, nurture my soul, so I could draw, from the deeper resources, the deeper recesses of my heart. So how does this translate, for you? It's good that you learn to breathe. Some seeds grow best underground. So let God show you whether this season you are in now is the time to emerge or a season to be hidden in Him. Is this the time you need to withdraw? Is this the time you need to, surrender your will, so that His will for you will, take preeminence? Is this the time for you to look inwards, for you to discover this awesome talent God has given you, to learn to polish it well, to know how to maximize value? You mustn't always be in a haste to show up and show out. Sometimes we need to be hidden in Him. Maybe this is the time to hear more of His words. This is the time to listen more attentively to the previous instructions He has given you and learn the strategies, that will take you to advance to your next level. So you need to figure that out, before you proceed further. Yeah. The second thing I learned is that growth is often uncomfortable. Yes, growth is not automatic. It's your responsibility to take your life, seriously and not fool around or fail anyhow. Yes, this life is yours. You need to be serious about it. You need to know what to focus on and not what to focus on in order to grow. You need to do all it takes to rise and shine as the will of God is concerning you in Christ Jesus. Think about this. Since I disappeared from this space, from my channel, from Didi's Corner of Heaven, from YouTube channel, yes, I had to break it down. Nobody ever showed up on my behalf. Even though some people cared enough to ask what was going on and even tried to call and encourage me to keep on going strong and not ever stop. But at the end of the day, whether this channel got back, and continued to thrive or not was entirely up to me to decide. Imagine that I chose not to appear and continue with this channel anymore. With time, all of you will greatly move, will gently move on and mind your business. Chikena, send me. That's why it's right to say that every person, every man must do their own growing. Your success is a personal thing. You are running your own race. People can sometimes, come in and motivate you and help you, live, try to share you up. But at the end of the day, it's entirely up to you to decide whether to continue, whether to stop, whether to make it or not. Your success is your responsibility. God's will is for you to succeed, but if it's ever going to be, according to God's will and purpose for your life, you must, agree with Him and partner with Him responsibly. Nobody can do that for you successfully. Just like you need physical food and would usually go out of your way, to look for food, plus make a conscious, deliberate effort to eat a well balanced diet each day in order to gain the right, nutrients that will help you add clean flesh, in all the right places and, physically grow strong enough to survive the rigors of daily living. Likewise, you must desire good success. It must be your desire. It must be your determination to make it in life, to advance, to gain a head start in whatever God has called you to do. If you don't do that, nobody will. You need to be self-driven. You need to set clear goals. You need to, focus on it. The third lesson is that your voice becomes stronger. Your voice becomes better. Your voice becomes smoother. Your voice has more impact when it has been refined. We often say that practice makes perfect. Haven't you heard that? Yes, we often say that. That's true. My own experience is that my voice, keeps growing, it keeps getting stronger, it keeps getting better, it keeps becoming more effective as I deliberately use it. Please don't keep quiet. That's what I'm trying to say in a nutshell. Don't keep quiet. Tell your story. Nobody can tell it the way you can. So tell your story. Open your mouth and talk the talk. Let your voice be heard. Own your voice and impact your world, with that golden tone or whatever unique voice God has given you. We are not ordinary, but anointed as a child of God. See, you may not be exactly where you want to be right now, but I pray you won't allow anything to silence or keep you hidden. I dare say I'm still, work in progress. Again, I give God all the glory for the beautiful fact that where He's taking me is nothing to compare with where I'm coming from or where I'm situated right now. You can say the same thing. You can say the same for yourself. If that resonates with you. You can speak, the same words to you. You can, every day you stand in front of your mirror, look at yourself and tell yourself that, you are enough. God created you in a unique way. He made you powerful. He made you beautiful. No matter the experiences of the past, no matter what is happening right now, you can still make it. You can still create a difference in your world. How do you do that? By owning your voice, by using it effectively, using it deliberately, using it powerfully to tell your story, to impact your world with the huge investment of God's personality in you. Don't stay hidden. Don't be silent. Don't allow anything to, make you cower or make you, shrivel yourself. No. It's time to emerge. Like I've emerged right now. I'm ready to, speak with my voice. I'm ready to use my voice. I'm ready to tell my story. I'm ready to share, all the ideas God has downloaded in my spirit with you guys, and together we are going to grow. That's my promise, on this space. And that's one thing I've learned that I want you to also learn today. Okay, the last key lesson I learned is this. It is okay to step back in order to move forward rightly. Yes. This resembles the first point, but it has a slight difference. Yes, sometimes you need to pause in order to evaluate your progress. Was it not Waldo Emerson that said that a life that's left unexamined is not worth living? Yeah, I think. Are there things that need to be altered a bit or given a complete overhaul? You need to pause and check yourself right now. Don't always be in a hurry to emerge. What is worth doing is worth doing well. You are not called to be mediocre in anything. So learn to sit down at times and then freshly analyze, your way of thinking, speaking, and daily action. Analyze how you do things. Evaluate your success. Are there ways you need to adjust? Are there places you need to learn how to do things better? You must seek for improvement in your life line of business, but it takes you to sit down, to evaluate everything, to rehearse your matter in your heart, or maybe with others, and get get better advice or receive more instructions on how to make it in life. Your best strategy for winning in life and accelerating your destiny even is to always think straight and aim to stay well aligned with the divine vision for your life. Anytime you go astray, or you run ahead of your God, or you run contrary to God's will and purpose for your life, or you fall short of God's divine vision for your life, you are headed for trouble. So sometimes, instead of just advancing, running in the wrong direction, making headway, making the wrong moves. Sometimes it's good to just sit still. Sit still with your thoughts, with the vision God has given you, and evaluate. Look at where you have made progress and where you are lagging behind. Look at where you are stuck, where you need to relearn or learn and relearn, where you need to, change your tactics, where you need to apply more diplomacy, where you need to be more tactful, or where you need to be more diligent, or where you need to just stay back and learn new rules and apply them in better ways in order to be more impactful in your life or line of business. You know what happened to me again during the season I was away from this channel? There were days I felt unsure, like I was losing momentum. Like, those days I thought I was seriously losing momentum. I thought I'd packed in the neutral. I thought I wasn't making, due progress. I thought I was derailing kind of. But now I realize it wasn't losing. I wasn't wasting time. I wasn't, going astray. I wasn't, abandoning the divine vision for my life. No, I was being aligned to his perfect way for my life. I was learning how to do things better. I was seriously becoming whom God has called me to be. I was becoming God's perfect vision for my life. I was becoming, God's perfect dream on earth. So, my ultimate lesson is that silence didn't reduce me, it rebuilt me. Yes, I finally realized that I was under construction. I was in incubation. I was seriously prepared for a larger impact. And now, I'm not returning to YouTube. I'm stepping into my next level of voice. Are you ready for what is coming, my dear friends? Who is eager to accompany me on this journey of true greatness, this journey of becoming? Now, will you gladly vibe and ride with me into our flourishing fortunes? I want us to, go on this journey together. Will you accompany me? Will you be there with me? Will you be there for me? I'm sure you will. So stay tuned, my darling. I will be back soon, for us to share more useful tips on how to make it bigger and better on here, right? Thank you for believing in me and spending your time here. I don't take your love and undying commitment for granted one bit there. Now I pray that the good God will continue to keep and bless you richly. Please like this video and meaningfully engage in the comment section below. Share it too with friends and well-wishers so it can get further into the right hands and places. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.